The golden kernels of corn he nurtures to harvest are the life and career of Scott Renfro. They are the future of his farming family. But sometimes life gets difficult. 2009 is a year he will never forget. It's the year his perspective changed forever.
We had a local elevator go under. It was an elevator that I'd been doing business with for 30 years or better. Never expected it. Never had a clue. The next thing we knew, well, doors were getting shut down. Our grain was in there.
Grain elevators are vital to farmers, providing space to store harvested grain and helping them market their crop. Elevators hold a grower's livelihood in every bin. If the grain elevator goes bankrupt, a farmer's very future is at stake.
Under the bankruptcy law, they said, yes, it is your grain and you do own it, but it's tied up in a facility that's in bankruptcy, so we couldn't get it. All I cared about, along with the other farmers around me, was just give me my grain.
The courts decided instead to sell the grain and hold the funds until the bankruptcy was settled. The plan was then to distribute the money to the farmers, but by the time it was all said and done, there wasn't much left to go around.
After a good year of being in bankruptcy, the money that was there in that account from the sale of the grain was pretty much gone. And what was left after all the attorneys that were involved got their part out of it to get paid, we were left with pennies on the dollar.
Scott only got about 4% of what his grain was worth. Farmers like him struggle to survive. Some went out of business, some are still trying to recover. Every relationship Scott had was tested and strained, from his banker to his equipment dealer, even his wife. He looked to his father-in-law, who's farmed for over 50 years, for advice, but he'd never gone through anything like this before. Something had to change.
It opened my eyes on that, made me realize that there needs to be something put in place for this not to happen again.
Scott believes a grain indemnity fund is the answer, and he's not alone. Rodney Schronk is a farmer near Hillsboro, but he's also part owner of Apex Grain. As both a farmer and an elevator owner, he has a unique perspective. Farmers, he says, can protect themselves by cooperating in a state-sanctioned grain indemnity fund.
I think a lot of elevators see this as a threat to them, that, well, farmers don't trust us as elevators. I'm a farmer and I'm an elevator owner both, and one thing I've learned in life is good people make bad decisions, and sometimes don't even make bad decisions. Sometimes just bad things happen, and you need a way to protect yourself.
Texas grain farmers will vote on a referendum in early December. If approved, the Texas Grain Indemnity Fund would take 0.2% of the gross sale price of the grain and put it aside. If an elevator fails, the fund would then provide 85% of the value of their grain to the farmer. It's a way for growers to self-insure. Once the fund reaches a certain level, farmers would begin to get their money back, all while still providing a safety net, a grassroots insurance policy in case of tragedy.
When an elevator tells you your grain is bonded, I hope you realize as a farmer or a landowner, your grain is bonded only for a few cents. So if you have a $4 bushel of grain, it's only bonded for a few pennies. History repeats itself, and it may never happen to you, but it could be you tomorrow. You have no way of knowing. So why not pay a fraction of a cent to have a peace of mind to know you're protected if something bad did happen?
Nearly all major grain-growing states already have grain indemnity funds. Scott wishes Texas would get on board. Otherwise, he warns, other farmers' lives will be disrupted.
If there was a way I could go back in time to have somebody experience that, it would open their eyes real quick, and that's all it'd take.
For TFB News, Ed Wolff, HOWE.